Let's start in a comfortable seat. Welcome everybody. My name is Joya and this is a 60-minute Vinyasa Flow class. You can sit on your heels, you can cross-legged, however is comfortable. If you're sitting cross-legged, I recommend sitting on a yoga block or a pillow cushion to elevate your hips above your knees. I'm going to do it sideways. So take a moment to ground yourself. Take some natural breaths. I invite you to lower your gaze or close your eyes. You might want to thank yourself for making some time to show up on the mat today and care for yourself. Let's take a moment to sit up straight. So tuck your tailbone down and under. Tuck your ribs in towards the spine. Roll your shoulder blades down and together. Lift the tops of your ears back and up. Tuck your chin a little bit and feel the crown of your head raised to the sky as though somebody's pulling you up with a string. Witness where the breath moves your body. How is your belly moving? Is it moving out and forward as you inhale or as you exhale? Try to breathe into the belly so you fill it and expand as you inhale. And deflate like a balloon on the exhale. Add the ribs, expanding the ribs forward and outward as you inhale. And lower as you exhale. Add the collarbone and expand everything, the belly, the ribs, and the collarbone as you fill your entire thoracic cavity with air. We're going to practice a pranayama called Nadi Shodana. Pranayama is breath work that helps you sync the breathing and really prepare the mind for meditation. So we're going to use the fingers first. So identify your ring finger and your thumb. Those are going to be used to pinch off your nostrils. So your thumb will be on your right nostril and your ring finger will be on your left nostril. You're going to inhale through the right, close the right, open the left, and exhale through the left. So closing the left, inhale through the right, close the right, open the left, exhale. Inhale through the left, close the left, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. You could bring your pointer and your middle finger to the space between the brows or your third eye. Inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. And continue on your own. Alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodana, is a calming and anxiety-reducing breath. It helps to calm down our sympathetic nervous system or fight and flight response and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, rest or digest. Option to take away your hands and just visualize the breath inhaling through the right and exhaling through the left. Inhale through the left and exhale through the right. You could slow down your breathing by holding at the top, and on the inhale, visualizing that breath coming to your third eye, your center of intuition. And inhale the arms up. Look up. And exhale the arms down. Inhale up at your own pace, synchronizing the breath with the movement. And one last one. Remember this feeling of inhaling as you expand and open your chest, and exhaling as you lower and close. Inhale your arms forward and interlace the fingers. And then hunch as you exhale. Just relax your neck forward. Feel your deltoids and shoulders stretch. Interlace the hands behind. And inhale as you push the hands away from the body. You can look up. You could push your chest forward. And then exhale as you lower, hinging from the waist. Option to bring your head to the floor. And bring your hands up and away. Stretching your clavicle, your collarbone, your pecs. Opening up the heart. Lower the hands behind you. And if you're sitting on something, remove it and put it off to the side. Plant your hands and come back up to seated. Coming into your tabletop position, stack the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees. Spread your fingertips wide. Bring the eyes of your elbows forward and inhale as you raise your tailbone, lower your belly towards the floor. Look up and draw your shoulder blades back. Cow. Exhale for cat, arch your spine, look to the navel. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Really feeling the opening of the chest cavity as you inhale and look up and expand. And release as you close. Coming back to a neutral spine. Ground the weight into your left palm, feeling the four corners of your palm push into the floor, and lift your right arm up, looking up. Breathe. On the exhale, you're going to lower, threading it under the left arm, bringing your right shoulder blade to the floor, tenting your left fingertips. Option to walk your fingertips forward to deepen the stretch. If your fingers are forward, walk them back too close to your face. And inhale the right arm up. Look up, stretch up. And lower to meet your left hand. Ground the weight into your right hand and lift the left hand up, look up. Twist up, shining your chest to the sky. And thread it under. Bring your left shoulder blade to the floor, tenting your right fingertips or walking them forwards. And breathe. Walk the fingertips back to under your face and inhale the left arm up. Look up and lower. Sit back on your heels at a child's pose and widen the knees as much as you need to get the forehead and the nose onto the floor. Relaxing the neck. Press the palms together so that only the outside edges of your pinky fingers are touching the mat, and lift the elbows, activating the arms. Head remains on the floor. And push your palms in prayer forward. Feel how that activates. Walk the fingertips over to the right. And stay here and breathe. You might feel a deep side stretch. And then walk your fingertips over to the other side. And breathe into the right side body. Walk the fingertips back to center. And then lifting the hips, roll forward. Coming up onto the hands. Bring the knees a little bit in, the feet are touching. And tent those fingertips. On the exhale, lower back into child's pose. Inhale up. Really pushing the weight into those fingertips. Exhale, lower. Feel the spine lengthening. Inhale up. And exhale, lower. Now plant the palms on the mat. Tuck the toes and lift the hips first to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, walking your dog. Keeping those arms straight. Bend the knees. And now push just the hips up. Bring the shoulder blades up and together. Maybe look at the floor or look at your navel, wherever feels comfortable. And making a triangle shape, balancing the weight between the hands and the feet. Roll forward into plank. And you can lower your knees, untuck the toes, lowering to a push-up with elbows wrapped in. Lower your chest, tailbone still on the sky, and roll your pelvis forward so you're lying on the floor. And push up into baby cobra. Hold here, inhale, and exhale. Ground the palms and push back into child's pose. Tuck the toes, lift into downward facing dog. Roll forward, stacking the shoulders over the wrists. Untuck the toes, lowering the knees. Chest and chin come down, tailbone still high, elbows wrapped in. Roll the pelvis forward and rise up into baby cobra. Breathe. And push up all the way into full cobra. Hips come off the floor. Maybe you look back and up. And pushing back into child's pose. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Look forward and walk forward. Feet come to meet the hands. And then just release, dangling here at Uttanasana. Take the feet and bring them hips width distance apart. And try to feel the earth underneath you, supporting you. You could interlace, grabbing opposite elbows. Option to sway side to side. Releasing the neck, feeling the spine lengthen, creating space between each vertebra. You could add a bounce. I'm really having earphone difficulties today. I don't know what's happening. I don't want to stay in my ears. So swish your hands over to the right, twisting as far as you can. Maybe the right knee bends a little bit. You might feel this in your hip, in the IT band, and the side body. Swish back to center, other side. Twisting, engaging the leg. Draw your belly into the spine to engage the core. And then dangle back to center. Slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra, as slowly as you can. Head comes up last. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Looking forward, the palms face forward, eyes of the elbows face forward, drawing your shoulder blades down and together and the tops of your ears back and up. Bend the knees a little bit and inhale the arms all the way up. Hands in prayer. Hasta Uttanasana. Lower hands all the way down, Uttanasana, dangle. Inhale the hands up to the shins, looking forward, straight spine. Exhale, the hands plant and step the right foot back, step the left foot back into plank, lowering through vinyasa. So you can do what we did before, Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, chin, to baby cobra. Or if Chaturanga's in your practice, go ahead. And then all meeting in downward facing dog, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, drawing the shoulder blades back and together. Lift the heels, walk forward slowly. Inhale, halfway lift. Lower Uttanasana. Inhale the hands all the way up. Hands to heart center in prayer, Samastiti. Tadasana, mountain pose. That's the basic Surya Namaskar or sun salutation that is the core of our practice. And now we're going to build a little bit on that. So inhale, bending the knees, lifting the hands up, maybe look back, look up, back bend a little bit, lower all the way Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Adho Uttanasana. Plant the hands and step or float back into plank, lowering through Ashtanga Namaskar or through Chaturanga, doing a push-up, elbows wrapped in, coming no lower than 90 degrees, untucking the toes, pushing up into Utthana Mukha, upward facing dog. Draw the shoulder blades back in together, tuck the toes, and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Lift the right foot, three-legged dog, and open the hip, stacking the hips. Do a couple circles here. Loosen up that hip flexor. If it's available to you, ground your weight in the left hand and flip the dog open. Left foot comes out, wild thing. Flip back over, right foot comes up, three-legged dog, and lower to downward facing dog. Bring the knee to the nose and place the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee, untuck the toe and hand comes to prayer, heart center. Option to lift the hands all the way up, low crescent. Lift out of that front knee and maybe backwards bend. Breathe. Hands come back to heart center. Hook the left elbow over the right knee and twist, looking up. Hands come to heart center. Looking up, shining your chest to the sky. Lower the hands to frame the foot. And then inhale the other side, revolving, opening the arms. Looking over the left hand. Option to grab your foot. Bring it to the hip, as close as it goes. And lower, framing the foot. We'll come back into low crescent So bringing the hands overhead, or option to tuck your toe and lift all the way up into high crescent. Breathe here. And then lower the hands to frame the foot. Kick that right foot back up. Three-legged dog. Lower to downward facing dog. And sink the hips back into child's pose. You can come into this resting posture anytime. Or you could stay here the whole class if you feel like it. Whatever feels good in your body today. Indulge your body. If you're ready, ground the palms, tuck the toes. Lift into downward facing dog. Lift the heels, look forward, bend the knees, and walk forwards. Inhale, straight spine, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale the arms all the way up. Hands at heart center, Samasthiti, Tadasana. Left side. Inhale the arms up, Hasta Uttanasana. Lower all the way to dangle. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower to plank. Flow through your vinyasa. Everyone meeting in downward facing dog. Lift the left foot up. And stack the hips, doing some hip circles. If it's available to you, flip your dog open and kick that right foot heel out. Wild thing. Flip back over, foot comes up. Downward facing dog. Take the left knee to the nose and plant it between the hands. Drop the right knee down, untake the toe. Hands come to heart center in prayer. And inhale them up. Lift out of that front hip and bend backwards. Looking up, shining your chest to the sky. Lowering the hands to heart center. Hook your right elbow over your left knee, twisting to the side. And push against that knee until your hands are in the center of your chest. Look up and breathe. And lower to frame the foot. Breathe. Revolve to open the other side, hands come out. Really open up the chest. You could grab that back foot if it's available to you. And then lower to frame the foot. Hands come back up to heart center into low crescent. Or you could tuck your toe, lift the back knee, and come into high crescent. Breathe. Lower the hands to frame the foot and kick that left foot back up, three-legged dog. Lower, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, look forward, bend the knees, and walk forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Straight spine. Exhale, lower and dangle. Inhale the arms all the way up. Lower, Samasthiti, and Tadasana. So, inhale the arms up. Lower all the way, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, lower into plank. Flow through your vinyasa. And meet in downward facing dog. Lift the right foot, right knee to right elbow. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. Kick that foot up, three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow. Left foot up. And knee to nose. Plant it between the hands. Rise up into warrior two, looking over the right fingertips. Knee stacked over ankle. Great job, Jared. Try to bring those arms parallel to the floor. Looking good, Gopi. Sink into that front knee a little bit more. And then straighten that front knee and push the left hip out to the back. Rotate the arms and lower down so the right hand comes to the right ankle and the left hand is up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Push your hips forward and try to shine your chest to the sky. Lower both hands to the inside of the right foot. And on the back toe, the foot toes are tucked. You can maybe rock back and forth a little bit. Option to lower onto the forearms. You could even make a little pillow with your arms and bring your head to the floor. Being a gentle rocking gesture. If you're down, come back up so your hands are planted under your face. And lift the right arm up. Maybe it comes back toward the front of the room. Turn your palm towards the back of the room and feel how that stretches your shoulder open even further. And lower to frame the foot. Kick that foot up, three-legged dog. And lower, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward and walk forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, dangle. Inhale, arms all the way up. Samasthiti Tadasana. Left side. Inhale the arms up. Lower all the way, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower, step or jump back into plank. And flow through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Let's take a cleansing breath all together. Inhaling through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. Inhale. One more. Releasing some of that heat. Now bend your knees a little bit. Bring your tailbone up to the sky. Lift the left foot up, three-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow. Left foot up. Left knee to right elbow, coming over the palms. Left foot up. Left knee to nose. Planting between the hands. Plant the back foot on the mat at a 45-degree angle and come up into warrior two. Opening the arms. Really bending into that front knee, stacking the knee over the ankle. Looking over the left fingertips. Straighten the front knee. Shakira the back hip out. Rotate the arms. And then lower, keeping that shape. The left hand comes to the shin. Right hand comes out. Push your hips forward. You could lower your fingertips all the way to the floor, but if you do that, there's a tendency to close forward. So the first priority is to really Get that long line all the way from the top hand to the bottom hand. And then lower both hands to the inside of the left foot. Toes tucked, back toes tucked. And just rock back and forth, opening up your left hip flexor. Option to drop to the forearms, or to make a pillow with the arms and come all the way down. Breathe here. If you're down, bring your hands under the face and inhale the left arm up and back. Open the palm to the back of the room. And breathe. Lowering the hands to meet frame of foot. Lift the left foot, three-legged dog. Lower to downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, and walk forward. Feet come to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, dangle. Inhale, the arms come all the way up. And you're gonna open your arms out and step wide. So tuck your toes toward inwards, pigeon-toed a little bit. The arms are parallel and out to the floor. Bring the hands to the hips and hinge at the waist, looking forward with a straight spine, lowering all the way. And then look to the back wall, let the neck release. Release the hands and make them dangle where they may fall. And breathe. Plant the palms and walk the palms to the back of the room as far as you can. And feel the crown of your head pulled closer towards the floor. You could maybe lengthen your stance if that's available to you. And eventually the head comes all the way to the floor. Try not to turn your neck if your head's on the floor to avoid injury. And if tripod headstands in your practice, go ahead and play. If not, you can walk your hands back under your face. Shorten your stance a little bit, keeping those toes pointed in. Walk the palms forward in front of you. Identify your right ankle and your left hand. And take your left hand under your right arm and grab that right ankle. Pull on the ankle, look up at the ceiling. This twist, you should feel it in your left shoulder, your right body. And breathe. Bring the hands forward to meet. Identify your right hand, left ankle. And grab under that arm. Looking up under the left armpit. Pulling on that ankle. Shining the chest to the sky. Jared has this amazing massage move where he targets the part of your body right under your armpit. I don't think anyone has done that before or since, but I didn't realize how much of my back pain is associated with this area under the armpit not being worked out, not being strong. Inhale the hands forward. Walk them under your face. Hands come to the hips. Look forward and lift all the way up. And then shimmy those feet together. We're going to round off with one balancing pose. Tree pose. So there's a couple options here. To balance, first you need to pick a drishti or a focal point on the wall in front of you. So maybe something colorful or shiny. something unmoving that you can stare at to give you balance and focus. We're going to start into Tadasana. So toes are parallel, heels are, well, if your toes are together, heels are apart, or feet hips width distance apart with the toes parallel, whatever feels comfortable for you. Ground your weight into your left foot and lift the left sole of the foot to the thigh, the right sole of the foot to the thigh. Or you could raise the right foot to the shin. Just don't put it on the knee because that can put a lot of pressure on the knee. Or even an option to bring it into lotus, so your heel comes to the groin. Wherever you are, hands come to prayer heart center. Stare at that drishti. You can hold here, feel it strengthening your arches and your foot. Option 2, raise your arms, grow your tree. Option 2, or swish your branches on the sky and the wind. Option to come down to balance on the ball of your foot. So if you're going to balance, your hands come to prayer, and then hands come down to the mat, hinging at the waist. Let's scooch over a bit. And then bend the knees. You're sitting on the left heel, hands come to the sides. Find a new drishti on the floor, maybe 5-6 feet in front of you. And once you feel balanced, you can raise the hands to prayer and balance here on one foot. When you're ready, bring the hands down, straighten the knees, hands to heart center, and release. Whoa. Shake that left foot out. Great job, some good balancing. Kadambari looks great. I can see your Bharatanatyam skills at work. Other side. So the left foot is going to come to the shin or the thigh or in lotus. Hands come to prayer heart center. Keep a micro bend in the right knee. And stay here in balance, looking at your drishti, grow your tree. Sway the branches in the wind. Lower hands come down, hinging at the waist. Sitting on the ball of your right foot, hands come to the sides. Find your drishti on the floor and balance. If you're balancing, lower the hands, straighten the right knee. And coming out exactly the same way you went in, all meeting in Tadasana. Shake out that right foot. Great job, Deirdre. All right, so now it's the cool down. Lowering to child's pose. Wide child's pose. Forehead and knee come to the floor and just relax here. Return to the breathing. Plant the hands and slowly push yourself up into seated. So first you're going to start sitting on the heels with your hands on your knees. Tuck the toes. We're just going to stay here for a couple minutes and feel how this arches out our feet. I have really flat feet, so this kills me, but the arches are really important for all of the balancing postures and for everyday stability. If you find yourself having balance problems, sometimes the root could be in your feet. I tend to pronate on one side, and this actually really helps me to recenter. Breathe. Remember that feeling of a straight spine with the shoulder blades down and together, the tops of the ears tucked up and back, and untucking the toes. We're going to come lying on our back. So if you have really tight hams or hips, you could stay sitting on your heels, or option to widen the feet a little bit and sit between the heels. So your feet are really right next to your hips. And you could stay here if this is a lot, or you could use your elbows to lever down a little bit. You could stay here, or you could come down all the way gently. You could bring your arms overhead and just gently let them lay there. Trying to keep your knees together as much as possible. You could grab opposite elbows. Take a moment to draw the shoulder blades down. Maybe feel how that lengthens your neck. Double chin. Breathe wherever you are. If it's too much or you feel any pain, you can come out. And if you're down, you're going to take your elbows to the sides. Consider using them as levers to push yourself up gently. Bringing your feet out in front of you. And give them a good shake. Touch the soles of the feet together and open up the knees. You can maybe cup your feet with like a basket of your hands, like this. Straighten that spine, look up, draw the shoulder blades down and together, and then looking forward with a straight spine. Come down as much as you can. If you need to bring your feet forward, that's okay. And eventually your head relaxes on the floor. Your elbows could relax. You could bring them forward. Just chill here. Release the belly, release everything. Butterfly. And then ground your palms and push yourself back up to seated. Coming to sit on the heels, heels again. And come up on your knees. If you've got really sore patellas, you could bend your mat, fold it over once. And then the feet are together, the knees are together. The hands come to your sacrum or just above your tush. And push your chest forward, look back, look up. Breathe. You could stay here, pushing your hips forward, or you could drop your hands to your heels. And keep your hips forward and up, looking back. Breathe in camel. It's a very deep chest opener. If you're holding your heels, gently bring one hand to your back, lower spine, other hand, and then come back up. We'll do a counter pose rabbit. So we're going to bring the forehead down to the ground, right on the knees, bending. Grab the heels and lift the hips up. Don't turn your head in this posture. Walk your knees forward so they touch the forehead. Bring the shoulder blades back and together and pull on the heels. Breathe. And then release. Come to sit on the heels. And roll up vertebra by vertebra. Head comes up last. And then bringing the feet out in front of you for Paschimottanasana. With that straight spine, inhale the arms up. And then hinging at the waist with a straight spine, bend the knees and grab onto the feet. Try to really draw your shoulder blades down and together, keeping that straight spine. If it's available to, push your heels forward, straightening those legs. And then look to the navel. Pull on the feet, elbows come out. Bring the head closer to the feet, closer to the knees. And release, coming back up to seated, Dandasana. Open the legs wide and bring the right sole of the foot to the left thigh. Inhale the arms up. Turn towards the left foot. Lower the hands to hook onto that foot. The knee can bend as much as you need to. And with that straight spine looking up and forward, gently push that heel as far forward as it can go. Feel how that might engage the calves, the quads, maybe even the right side body. And then lower the forehead to the knee, dropping the right shoulder in to square the torso to the floor. Engage the navel. Push that heel out and breathe. Option to take the two right peace fingers and grab on to the left toe and take the left arm and grab for the right knee. Pulling on the knee, twisting up, looking up under the right armpit, shining your chest to the sky. Inhale, both arms come up. Switch legs. Turn to face the right heel. And bend your knee. Hook on to that right foot. Engage the core, and with a straight spine, look up and push the heel forward as far as you can. Breathe. And then looking to the navel, bring the forehead to the knee, or as close as it gets. Engage the core. Drop the left shoulder towards the center to square the torso. And point that right heel forward. Option to take your left peace fingers, grab the left big toe, and take your right hand to left knee. Twisting open, looking under the left armpit. And breathe. Keep that heel pushed out. And then inhale. Both feet come out in front of you and lie down into Shavasana. Take a few breaths here. Bring the knees up. Then use your elbows to prop yourself up. You don't have to come all the way up. What we're going to do is twist over to the right. And then you can twist your whole body to touch your nose to the floor. And push up. Switch to the left side. Touch your nose to the floor. Push up, other side. And last one. Lying back down in Shavasana. Raise the right knee to the right shoulder, hooking onto that knee. Wind release pose, compressing the descending colon, aiding the digestive system and the release of toxins. Push the left heel forward and double chin. Take that right knee and drop it to the mat on the left, opening up the arms, looking over your right fingertips for a deep stretch and chest opener. Rotating back up. Center back in Shavasana and lift the left knee to the left shoulder. Compressing the ascending colon. Push that right heel forward. And drop the left knee to the right mat, looking over your left fingertips. It's okay if one shoulder blade comes up off the floor. I'm touching something fluffy and I hope it's not a cobweb. And then release into Shavasana. Bring both knees up and give yourself a huge hug. Rock side to side. It's giving a final release to the lower back. And thank you to your body for working so hard for you in the past hour. If you'd like to grab the heels and bring the feet up, happy baby. Go wide, like a relaxing pose. Rock side to side. And then release everything down into Shavasana. Dropping your feet wide. Tucking your shoulder blades in and down. Let go of everything. And enjoy this rare moment of complete stillness and relaxation for the next few minutes. If your mind wanders, just come back to the breathing. While you're relaxed in Shavasana, I watched this incredible video the other day of a 123-year-old yogi, Swami Shivananda, who lives in Rishikesh in India. And he is still doing yoga at 123 years old and looks like a 7-year-old. And he says he's the happiest man in the world. No desire, no disease, and no depression. Swami Sivananda says that God is the whole and that we are the infinite decimal part of the whole. Therefore, we are God. The infinite sound that was there before the universe, before matter, was Om. And we're all going to be chanting Om at the end. But first, I'd like to play my singing bowl a little bit to help you awaken out of your reverie. Begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. You could rotate your wrists. You could rotate your ankles. And when you're ready, turn over to the right side in a fetal position and breathe. Press your left palm into the floor to push yourself back up into a comfortable seat. We'll close the practice by all chanting Om together. I still can't hear you, so feel free to Om as loudly and as sonorously and powerfully as you want. And feel it resonate, feel it activate the breath and the energy that you've freed up through class today. So we're going to inhale once to synchronize. So inhale. And sigh it out. And inhale together for Om. Om. Namaste. Thank you everyone for practicing with me today. So lovely to see you.